Hello, millionaires. So, we're about to have a conversation that is absolutely necessary right now. I'm going to reintroduce myself for those of you guys who have been following me and getting into the community over the last couple of months. I know you guys have recently heard me talk about just what this year has looked like, but I realize that there's a lot of you guys who have just come into the community in the last few months and maybe don't know a little bit about my background and just why I do what I do. And there's a specific reason I want to have this conversation with y'all, because we are in this online streets, and in these online streets, I think a lot of people have found that it's very easy to say that they do something or create all this type of hype and have very little to zero substance behind who they are, what they do. It's literally talk, but no substance, no backing, big hat, no cattle. And recently, you know how people usually post on Facebook and stuff, and they'll say stuff like, oh, all my friends post what you do and we can all see each other with what we do and it'd be cool. And so normally I ignore that stuff because I just ain't got time for it. But I was legit just bored on Saturday this weekend, and I was like, oh, look at this, one of these what do you do posts. I was like, hey, why not? I'm going to post my elevator pitch. So I'm going to let them know what I do. I wasn't even thinking of it like my elevator pitch. I was literally like, this is what I do. We help multimillionaires. We help everyday people become multimillionaires by changing how they think about and use money, and through strategic financial coaching around their businesses, careers, and investments. Like, we actually do these things. Anyway, I didn't think anything of it. I just posted this is what I do. I posted my website. Someone comments on my post. Like, obviously there's like 70 people who posted, and someone sees my post and was like, oh my gosh, that's mad cool. That's really, really cool what you do. And I was like, oh, thanks. Like, absolutely thought nothing of it. And then the person messages me privately and was like, once again, just wanted to say how cool it is that that's what you do. No. That's not what they said. They said, hey, Toyin, just wanted to say again, I love your elevator pitch. So I'm just going to steal it. I mean, borrow it. Just kind of left it that way. Like, I'm just going to steal your what you do or borrow it and say that that's what I do, because that's what you mean when you say you're going to take somebody else's elevator pitch. And obviously I already responded to the person and I was like, no, that's not cool. No, we don't do that in these streets. And I know some people think that that's okay, but that's not okay to just copy and paste from somebody else. And part of what I was saying to her was, listen, if you do it, that's fine, but it has to come out from you. Like, I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into myself to be able to communicate at the level that I communicate at, and to be able to do what I do. Also, I didn't post that as an elevator pitch. I didn't post it as let me create some online hype so that people can think, ooh, that's juicy, and click on it, and like not actually be what I do. Like, I'm not, some people like post what they do as if they're posting it in faith. I do blank, but it's faith that one day I will maybe do it. And I was like, this isn't like me posting because it's cute or it's online. Like, that's the work that I do. We have people that we've created into multimillionaires. We have people who have paid off millions of dollars of debt. We have people who have scaled their income by tens of millions of dollars. It doesn't make sense to me how somebody would just copy and paste something like that, because it's not like I'm saying I help you write budgets. Anybody can copy and paste, I help you write budgets. But if you truly help people become multimillionaires, you can think about your own elevator pitch. This is me ranting a little bit, so let me get back to why and what we want to talk about here, okay? So after that conversation, it just reminded me so much about how unreal these online streets can be, where people can say that they do something, create an image for themselves, rent an Airbnb, rent a nice car, do all these things, and not actually legitimately, one, either have had the success that they're saying they've had, or two, actually been in the struggle that you are in or have been in to be able to show you the blueprint. Because for many people, this is just textbook stuff. So somebody will go and take a coaching course on how to coach, and even though they haven't actually been through it, they haven't actually built out of it, they haven't actually built, they all of a sudden are the coach to come in and tell you who has real world problems, real world challenges, real world dreams and desires and goals. They will now come and try to tell you this is how you create that, but they haven't experienced those challenges, created those successes, and it's all just talk. So can we talk? Let's talk about who I am. Let me introduce myself to you guys so you guys know what you're going to be hearing from me. And now this is the other thing. So there are two reasons I'm doing this video. One of them is to reintroduce myself, but the second thing is actually because we have something coming for you guys, y'all, because I have decided that I am going to get real loud on these streets. So y'all know that you have a legitimate person to help you create some magic in this world with the one life you have to live. So we actually have something coming up. I'm going to talk to y'all about it next week. But for now, let me introduce myself. My name is Toyin Crandell. I am the millionaire maker. I am somebody who started off in real struggle. And I want to talk to you guys about how we went from homeless to multimillionaires in 4 years. Yes, you heard me. 4 years. And, multi-real estate properties, all the other things. I already did a podcast about, our 11 different streams of income. So if you want the details and the snoop on the full 11 streams, finish listening to this and then you can listen to that. But what happened? So when we first started this journey in my life, I was actually in full-time ministry. I was preaching and singing. I'm a gospel artist, an award-winning gospel artist. So I was full-time music, preaching, singing, touring, ministering to people, running Bible studies. Like I thought I was going to do that my whole life. If you had asked me, hey, back then, Toyin, will you be doing the Millionaire Money podcast, host of the Millionaire Money podcast, founder of Money Mindset Shift, all this money stuff, I would have laughed at you, because the truth was back then, I never talked about money, ever. The only time that I would talk about money, because of course I did now and then when I had to, the only time I would talk about money would be in the context of like having faith, but this type of faith where you don't do anything about it. So like God will provide. God will just miraculously provide. And did God provide for us? Yes. Yes, he did. He provided for us miraculously in my ministry. He provided for us miraculously in my family. And so I thought, who cares about money? Nobody needs to talk about money. And in fact, to be very honest, I used to judge, and I'm just being real with y'all, I used to judge a lot of people who would talk about money, because I was like, one, they're not trusting God, and two, generally, why are you talking about money so hard? Okay. And so living my life, doing my thing, happy, peace, joyful, all the wonderful things, until one day, when we had our daughter. She was 6 months old. I'm sitting on the bed. We're living in this like little box of an apartment, y'all. And maybe one of these days, for those of you who are watching this by video, I know some of y'all listen to me by audio only. Some of y'all watch the videos. So one of these days, on one of these videos, I'm going to pull up our table. So we lived in this tiny little box basement apartment that didn't have cell phone signal. It was so small that in our bedroom, to go into the closet, you had to shuffle sideways to get inside the closet. We had a kitchen, a bedroom, and then the hallway was our living room. And so the hallway was so small, the living room was so small, that our table in the beginning of this journey, y'all, what we used for coffee, for meals, to sit at the table together, is literally today what holds shoes in our closet. That's how small our living room table was. So anyway, we're living in this apartment, and very happy, very good, no problems in the world from my perspective. And one day my hubby had brought food to me in the bedroom. I'm eating my food, baby's with me, and I just yell outside, "Hey babe, where are you? Why aren't you eating with me?" Because we always ate together. It's like a family of 3. It's not that many people. Why aren't you eating with me? And he goes, "Oh, I'm just eating in the kitchen." I'm like, "Why are you eating in the, like, I know there's no dining table in that kitchen." There's no dining table. There's no window there. There's nothing for him to be looking at. So he comes in the room and I'm like, "Oh, just like eat with me." And he's like, "Oh, I'm eating out there. What are you eating?" And he goes, "I'm eating chocolates." I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean chocolates? Like, it's dinner time." And he says, "Toyin, I've been eating chocolates all week." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Toyin, we're out of food." And so what had been happening was he knew that we were out of food. He was giving me the last of the food because I was feeding the baby, and he was eating, it's not even chocolates that we bought. Like, it was December, so right about now, and it was chocolates that a friend of ours had given to us for Christmas. So he was having those for dinner. And in that moment, I was like, what? Like, wait, what? And it was my first time realizing that, like, life couldn't keep going the way it was going. I couldn't keep ignoring money the way I was ignoring money. I couldn't keep just depending on miracles the way I was depending on miracles. We started having real conversations right then, and it was like, we have a 6-month-old baby. What happens if we're totally out of food and she's not nursing any longer? Like, this just isn't the life, the abundant life, the life that I know we're capable of living. And of course, people live all over the world in much different contexts, but we lived in North America. And in North America, there's way too much opportunity for us to be in that situation. And so that was my first wake-up call. So I get on the hustle. I get on the grind, and I'm like, "Okay, Toyin, time to be serious about business. Time to get it." And so I start like learning strategy, and I'm doing all this stuff, learning all this stuff, implementing all this stuff for business. Because back then I was helping people become debt-free. So we were debt-free, but how many of you know that being debt-free is not being financially free? I'm saying that because half of our clients are debt-free and half of our clients have debt. But some of y'all, because you're debt-free, you're like, "Oh, at least I'm debt-free." But that doesn't mean anything if you don't have financial freedom. You're halfway there. You're not there. Anyway, I didn't know that. So we were debt-free. I was showing people how to become debt-free because I knew how to do that. But I was like massively undercutting myself. So I think that was 2016, December. 2017, I have one $7,000 month. And I was like, yo, I'd never made $7,000 in my life. This is it. There's no turning back. If I can do this one month, I can do this every month. How many of you guys are like that? Put it in the review section or the chat or the comments or whatever it is that you're listening on, right? If I can do this now, I can do this again. That's the way I thought. But what happened was very interesting. So I had my $7,000 month, and then I was doing the same amount of work, but zero, until the 7,000 would finish. Then I had another like $5,000 month or something like that. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's wonderful. Okay, doing the same amount of work," and then zero, until the 5,000 finished. And then October of that year, October 2017, we're completely out of money again. And we had to send an email to friends and family asking for them to give towards us being able to cover rent. And I remember this time, lying in my bed, just sending that email itself was one of the most humbling moments of my entire life, okay? Because I remember lying down after and being like, how does this even happen? Like, how is it that in the same year that I have earned $7,000, $5,000, I'm back here asking for money again? And y'all, I'm going to talk to you about this week, about like what's happening with your money. Because just the fact that you're making money doesn't mean that you're keeping it, multiplying it, and making that money work for you. Go to work, get on your payroll. So anyway, I had this realization then where I was like, something is wrong. And so I did all this work around my brain, around what my beliefs were about money. I just sat with myself. And I remember doing all these, like asking myself all these questions about myself and money and my relationship with money. When I finished, there were issues. Like, I could see very clearly that I had some issues around money. And I could see that those issues around money were legitimately holding me back from the calling of God on my life to serve and to help other people. So now that I see these issues in a black and white list, I was like, oh, then what do I do with this? So what do? I started asking myself different questions. Like, I just literally did this work with my brain. And at the end of it, I felt different. I truly felt different. But I didn't say anything to anyone. I did this work. I keep running my business. In November 2017, we earned more in that month than we had earned the entire year of 2016. So my husband was the one who pointed out to me, he's like, Toyin, what happened? Like, last month, we were emailing people to help us with rent. This month, you earned more this month than all of last year. What happened? What did you change? What did you do? He's like, are you running a new business? What's going on? And I told him, I'm like, babe, nothing has changed. And then I think about it, I'm like, the only thing I know that I did in October was like, I changed my mind. Like, I worked on my mind around money. That's all I know that I did. And then I had this random thought, because at that point we had been helping people with debt and getting rid of their debt. And I would give them strategy that was flawless. I knew the strategy worked. It worked for me. It was working for 60% of our people who applied the strategy. But then there was this 40% that would have the strategy sitting in front of them and just wouldn't do it. And there'd be all these reasons, but it was all sabotage. And I didn't understand why they would have the solution in front of them, but they wouldn't be able to connect with that solution to do it. And they would sabotage themselves. And I had this random, like, I wonder what would happen if I introduced this mind process. Guys, I didn't even know about like neuroscience and the details of that. Like, now, yes, I'm a neuroscience coach. I didn't know about the amygdala, the hippocampus. Like, yes, I took biology, but I'd never applied the detail of that stuff to my life. I didn't even know it was going to become something for me. It was just out of survival and out of pain that I created this thing. So I said, well, you know what? Let me introduce it to my clients. Let me see if I can get them to change how they're thinking about money so that they can change so that they stop sabotaging themselves. And let me just see if it works for them like it worked for me. And so I started introducing it to my clients, and my clients go from 60% success rate to a 95% success rate today. Right now. And what blows my mind about it, because people are always like, but Toyin, what about the 5%? Let me tell you, and this, first of all, this is unheard of in the coaching industry. 95% client success rate around finances, and it's legitimate. Anyway, what happened to the 5%? The 5% are people that don't even watch the video to tell them what to do to change their mind. And that one, I cannot help you. If you are there, the video is in front, you won't even press play. I cannot come and run your finances for you. So that's what's up. So now my clients are using this process to change their mind. Our whole system changes. Once I see the power of this thing, I was like, God literally gave me something legitimate. And so we've been using it for the last 4 years. But not just that, we ended up scaling dramatically over the last 4 years. So it's not, and I want to say this, it wasn't just by the income that we earned within the work that we do, but because of what we did with that income. And so this is the other thing that I want to tell y'all about is it's not enough to earn a great income. What you need to know is what you're doing with that money to make that money make money for you. Because that's what we ended up doing, was just implementing real financial strategy for myself, for my clients, so that when they would shift their minds, they would scale their income, but then they would also know what to do with that money. So the money is working for them. So they would get the real estate properties. They would get the higher jobs. They would get the raises. They would have clients like they've never had before. And they would have money in the bank to speak for it. Because that matters. It's not just about what you're doing and putting out there. It's about having that, like, you are your own bank. That's what I call it with my people. If you've been following me, you know about this. I'm always like, you got to be able to be your own bank, where you're not needing to depend on the banks or anybody else for the big projects, investments that you want to do. One of the things that is really, really important was that in this process, these 4 years, we also lived our lives because, there are a lot of coaches out there that are like, work, grind. Like I just came out of a staff meeting right now, talking to my staff members, and one of my staff members said, Toyin, like, because everything I talked to them about was, you know, just conditioning and how we're going to approach this week. And she was like, Toyin, all my life, I've been conditioned to like grind. All my life, it's like you push, you struggle, you to create. And she's like, I've been working with you for 10 months. And it's like, I have to keep remembering how you create. And it's out of this place of rest and ease and flow. And we show up. We show up and we throw down. But we're not stressed about it. We don't create anxiety around it. It's like, we are going to have fun. I have this thing. If it ain't fun, I ain't doing it. But I want to say that to you guys. Like, even for myself, I'm not one of those people that's going to tell you, oh, you just manifest your millions. And then the person doesn't rest. But then also the people that are telling you manifest your millions, they don't teach you what to work on. So they tell you manifest your millions. You think you just sit there and imagine. And all of a sudden your account is just going to be millions of dollars. It doesn't work that way. You need strategy. You need real strategy. You need to know what to do with your career, with your business, and with your money. So anyhow, we've been multiplying that money. Now we have multiple real estate properties. We have 11 different streams of income. We have a thriving multi-million-dollar business, and we're changing the world, and we're having fun. And this is what I want to say. And we paying our taxes, okay? Because you cannot run away from taxes. And one of the things, actually, before I go to this, that I want to say is, and we get to give. So back in the day when I was doing ministry and that, I remember wanting to give because I would always see these amazing projects. And it's like, even if I would give a $20 or $100, I remember how much it would like impact the family. It'd be like the groceries for the week, or you know what I'm saying? And it was just, I wanted so much to be in a place where I could literally look at a project and be like, this is of God. This is amazing. I want to do something and I want to give towards this. And for us to be able to have given in the 6 figures in 4 years, since when we didn't even have a place to live when we started this stuff, y'all. Like, that's what this stuff is about. That's what this stuff is about, guys. It's that you change to such a place that you are able to give. You are able to thrive. You are able to multiply, and you're able to have fun. You know, over these years, myself, my family, we've been able to bless friends with vacations. We've been able to bless family with vacations. We've been able to rest. We've been able to grow. And so why am I saying all of this to y'all? Because I want you guys to know that when you hear me coach you in these videos, in these streets, when you're hearing me jump on a Facebook Live or a TikTok or Instagram Live or a podcast or this or that, like, I am not just coming to you because it's what you want to hear. I'm not telling you the stuff that I'm telling you guys because it's the conversation everybody's having these days. You know, COVID just happened a couple years ago, and ever since COVID happened, everybody's a coach. Everybody's doing money mindset. We've been doing this stuff for years. But more than that, we are seeing results. This is concrete. This is tangible. This is real, and it's not for fun for me. It's because I know what financial struggle feels like, guys. I know what being stuck feels like. Some of y'all are working extremely hard. You're working so hard that you're not seeing your children. You're not able to rest. You're stressed. You're snapping on everybody around you. Some of you guys just want to throw the whole thing away. Like, I'm just going to wrap up my business. I'm just going to quit this career and go like work for Starbucks. Like, some of y'all are this close to giving up. And you have a multi-million-dollar idea in your hand. You have multi-million-dollar potential right now. And so I'm doing this video, we're having this conversation, and even over the next few weeks, we're going to be having some real conversation because I am ready to multiply this bad boy. We have already helped so many people, hundreds of people. We have helped people scale by millions. We've helped people pay off so much debt, create the lifestyle that they're looking for. And I realized that over time, I'm usually just the way I am. I'm so focused on serving my clients, like just boom, 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 being with them, da, 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 that I don't even think about people outside. I'm just like, let's go, let's create for you guys. And now what I've decided to do is to actually tell y'all a little bit about what we're doing. Tell y'all a little bit about what's actually available to you so that you know. And if at the end of the day you decide, you know what, no, I want to stay where I am, I want to keep doing things the way that I've been doing it, it's okay. I'm just going to stay with the grind because it's what I'm comfortable with. It's what I know, because people online are all liars, because there are a lot of people who are talking hype, then that's fine. You can stay there. But if you know that you are ready, you're ready, and you want to hear what it is that's about to come, there's a couple of things I want you to do. This is serious. This is real. I want you to follow me because I am going to tell y'all the goods, but it's not today. It's going to be next week, and I don't want you to miss it. Follow me on Facebook. If you go to facebook.com/money mindset shift, you'll find me. Toyin Crandell, money mindset shift. You'll find me. Instagram @Toyin Crandell. What's the other one? TikTok, Toyin Crandell. There's one more. YouTube, Toyin Crandell. It's just Toyin Crandell everywhere, y'all. Toyin Crandell, money mindset shift. And then if you haven't yet subscribed to the podcast, subscribe to the podcast. You'll find it, the Millionaire Money Podcast. And if you've heard this and you're already like, Toyin, let's talk, I'm ready to run, I'm ready to create, let's go, then go ahead and you can book a call with my team, moneymindsetShift.ca/call. moneymindsetShift.ca/call, and that'll help you to get on our calendar so that we can see whether or not we can actually help you. It's a completely free consultation. But more than that, I want you guys to make sure that you're tracking with me on these different platforms because it's about to go down. And I am super honored, thrilled, excited about what we're about to do for you guys. Like, you guys have literally never heard anything like what I'm about to tell you. And I just want to say, y'all, please, if you are in these internet streets, be honest, be real, be authentic. People can read the fake from the real. And even if they can't, be full of integrity, because your name, your word matters more than any amount of money you can make. Please. I love you guys, and I hope to see you on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all the other things and places where people can be found. I love you guys. Bye. Hey millionaires, thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you want to subscribe, there's a little picture of me right here. Click on that. And if you want to have a free financial breakthrough session with my team, then you can go on ahead and click on the button right here or visit moneymindsetShift.ca/call. I'll see you guys on the next show. Bye-bye.